Like, I kind of want to
I
tell
feel
people.
like don't the laws, because I've had family members affected by this, you can only prescribe like so many prescriptions within a certain window of time, I think. Or I think you can only prescribe so much medicine post, like if you've had an operation, so post-op.
Well, there's only so many you can use for post-op codes, but there's quite a few other diagnosis codes of just like I couldn't tell you how many people suffer from quote-unquote lower back pain that are getting hydrocodone and oxycodone. I said, I have lower back pain every day of my life, and I can't even get like a prednisone to help reduce swelling. Yet you're over here getting 120 oxycodones to make you feel better.
That's one thing I feel pretty safe about, because I've had hydrocodone before, and it's when I've needed it, but just taking it outside of that, like, absolutely not. I don't.
No, I mean, it's not that I want it either, because I don't find it actually works. When I had to take it after my surgery, it didn't.
I just don't understand the people who take it for like a high.
Yeah. I don't either, and but it just frustrates me because so many times I hear that, and I'm like, stop.
And not criticizing either. I know it's
completely
opioids are a very, very serious thing to grapple with. So yeah, anybody who's struggling with them, my heart goes out to you.
Yes.
Or like the people who are mad because they have to show their ID for Sudafed. Oh, well, all these meth heads just ruin it.
Nah, bruh, it's you.
I mean, no, like that was originally the reason.
No, it's them.
But like, I mean, you're sitting here trying to buy a pack of 98 Sudafed every 2 weeks. You shouldn't be going through that much.
No.
I mean, it's not just an abuse concern from being able to make meth standpoint. It's for the fact that your body should not be exposed to this much medication. Like, it's unsafe for your body.
You're honestly killing yourself by doing
You are honestly hurting yourself. Like, your body cannot process these kind of things. And we try to explain that to people, but it's in one ear out the other, so it's just a waste of time.
It's a fruitless effort. It really is.
You should watch Inglourious Bastards.
That'll make everything better, by the way.
Well, I do have to say, too, though,
because in that movie, Brad Pitt beats up and kills a bunch of Nazis.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, it's a great film. It's really a great film.
I do have to say, with this pandemic, I think most retail workers have kind of found their voice, though, and don't let people like yell at them as much.
Well, and that's one of the best things that came out of the pandemic.
Because like one of my workers, he was being yelled at by a guy, and he said, look, you're not going to yell at me. We're not going to argue.
Yeah.
Here's the situation. And he said it very politely. We didn't write him up. We didn't talk to him about it because he said it completely nicely. Like, the guy started to yell, and he said, look, you're not going to yell at me. We're not going to argue. This is the situation. If you have a problem with that, you can call your doctor or you can call another pharmacy.
Exactly.
But here's the situation.
Yeah, I appreciate workers who don't stand up to kind of abuse or who stand up to abuse like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and just don't let. Yeah.
I did see like a McDonald's cashier just straight up say, "Why are you giving me attitude?" Once I was like, "You go, girl."
Get it.
So
get it.
One of my other girls, and now she was a little bit snippier and probably shouldn't have been snippy. I'm glad that she said it, but she probably shouldn't have been snippy the way she said it. But a lady who had given us a lot of problems, like consistently still did. She was like going off, like yelling at her. And my girl straight up said, "Ma'am, I don't get paid enough for you to yell at me.
Hell yeah.
And I don't get paid enough to deal with your attitude."
Yeah.
And the lady came back and said, like, hell you do. You get paid, so then you have to deal with my attitude.
Yeah. Retail Workers Union, sponsor us.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, we get it for a lot. Like, so here's my other thing that I was going to talk about. People who tell me I don't deserve a lunch.
That's the weirdest thing.
My pharmacy and most pharmacies now do close from 1:30 to 2 or from 1 to 2 or whatever for a lunch, because certain pharmacists, certain technicians who work 13-hour shifts most oftentimes do not get a break.
No.
Like, we just don't have time to sit. And we don't have time. We barely have time to go to the bathroom during the day. So they made it mandatory for the whole entire pharmacy. All pharmacy stops every service. Everything closes down from 1:30 to 2. It is 30 minutes.
It's 30 minutes, and it's not
30
even
30 minutes.
And it's not even the normal lunchtime.
No, it's after.
It would be frustrating if you're like, yeah, we take off at 12 too, just like you
people,
all.
And they get it because some people do come get their prescriptions during lunch.
Yeah,
that's why they did not put it at 12.
Exactly, but You are humans,
But
and your employees. You deserve a lunch break too.
I literally can't tell you how many people who told me that it's not right that we take a lunch. And
Who
that
are these people? Name names. I want names.
I don't have names. They just say that they think it's ridiculous. They think we should take turns. And ultimately, you know, some of the techs, we can take turns because, you know, the pharmacy can still run without us in there. The pharmacist can not. If there's not another pharmacist there, the pharmacist is not allowed to leave the building. The pharmacy cannot run if there's no pharmacist there.
Exactly.
Therefore, for her to be able to, him or her, to be able to take a lunch or go to the bathroom, the pharmacy has to stop. It has to close. People don't understand that.
People are full of bull, is what they are. Wait. What does that smell?
Wow, what's that smell?
It's bull.
Like, it's so frustrating. And, like, we'll close the gates, and people will, like, bang on our gates. And they're like, well, I have to pick up my prescriptions. Like, okay, well.
Not your problem.
You can pick it up after 2.
You can pick it up later. Yeah.
And they're like, well, I need it now. I can't wait. It's like, okay, well.
That's when you just walk away.
I had one lady.
I need my Sudafed.
Yeah.
I had one lady, like, yell at me because she drove all the way down to give us her insurance card, which I don't even know why she was filling with my particular store in the meantime because we live like an hour from her, but whatever. She drove all the way down and she demanded that we open it up and take this card. And I said, no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I'm not on the clock. I'm not talking to you. I mean, like,
you don't exist right now.
I don't have to help you right now.
Damn right.
And she went and yelled at the front store manager, and the front store manager was like, ma'am, they deserve a lunch. If that's a problem for you, you cannot fill here.
Exactly. Bye.
So thank you to our front store manager who actually stood up and said that. But
exactly.
But yeah, we get people all the time, and it's not even like this is new. We've been doing it for 6 months, almost 7 months, and people still fight on it and think we don't deserve it.
Enough with the anal hijinks.
And it's really
Miss you, Justin.
Yeah, we do. Stop by every once in a while, will you?
It's so frustrating. It makes me so mad. Because, like, and we even told one customer, we're like, okay, well then, what time do you go to lunch? And they're like, what does it matter? And I said, well, I'm going to come to your place of business on your lunch.
Hell yeah.
And you're going to serve me. Well, I have to take a lunch. Okay, well, so do I.
God.
People are like, oh, well, why can't you take turns? Okay, so here's the thing with taking turns, though. We can either all take lunch from 1:30 to 2 and only miss out 30 minutes of a day, or we can all take turns and then be short-staffed and because normally there's 4 people on staff, for almost 2 hours. And, like, a lot of times we don't even get a lunch. Like, we are still doing stuff. We're still typing in prescriptions. We're still counting prescriptions as we eat. Like, sometimes we don't even get to stop because we're so far behind.
Hashtag no days off.
No days off.
No days off.
So, like, look.
You're in a cult.
To everyone out there, man, I understand the necessity, the need for you to want it now, to have it now. Please know that the retail workers cannot necessarily make that happen for you for so many reasons.
Can't bend over at a moment's notice.
No.
Like, I service probably 1,000 customers in my pharmacy. I cannot specifically remember to call your doctor, Joe Smith, to make sure you have refills.
You name names. Joe's part of this?
I don't know who Joe is.
Ah,
I just
Joe.
picked it.